Hey everyone, Sky here to discuss The Waterboy, starring Adam Sandler, Kathy Bates, Henry Winkler, uh, for Fears Bulk, forgive me if I said that wrong, and Jerry Reed, and directed by Frank Coraci. Now, I have seen this movie before, but again, I don't remember too much about it, but let's get into this one. A wannabe football player, but instead a football water boy, Bobby Boucher, played by Adam Sandler, gets picked up on by college football players who talks like he has some disability and gets fired from his position as water boy on the team. His mother, played by Kathy Bates, is glad he lost his job so he could stay home with her as Bobby gets picked on not just in football but in life. And I'm not relating with Bobby as a mother or his mother as characters. And I don't like the way Adam Sandler insults people with disabilities with the way he talks. It's pretty insulting in my opinion, and as the movie comes on like a 6-year-old wrote it. Bobby gets hired for free as a water boy and gets treated a lot worse than he did before, and Bobby defends himself by attacking a football player, and Coach Klein, played by Henry Winkler, insists Bobby to play football of the team for the team I meant to say. And his mother doesn't like the idea whatsoever, and she comes off rather too overprotective, might I add. And Bobby does end up playing football anyways and goes to school at the same time. And he tackles people in his mind who insulted him in his experience and signs up for college, and he has a pretty bad first day as he attacks the professor to the ground, and Sandler does eventually play better football in the 2005 remake of The Longest Yard. But here he plays rather aggressively, and this script is football for dummies, in my opinion. Bobby, after a bad game of football, bumps into Vicky Valancourt, played by Firuza Balk, forgive me if I said that wrong, who just got out of prison, and she's not that interesting of a love interest and character, and these characters and this plot is not funny at all. They just come off insulting like they're a bunch of satans. Bobby does eventually comes off as a rock star in the college football league, and the movie gets sloppy and falls apart as I'm not laughing as much as I did last week with The Wedding Singer, and Sandler's charisma is not very good here. Bobby imagines people saying water sucks, Gatorade is better, and attacks as he wins another game. And Bobby turns his football crowd to not tell his mother about Bobby playing football, and then his previous coach comes in and ruins Bobby's moment and fires him from football. And Bobby has to pass a high school test, and Coach Klein tells the story about how Bobby's previous coach takes his success, which is a terrible story, by the way. And Bobby does tell his mother about football and school, and he takes the high school test and got a 97 on the test. And as soon as he's done, his mother is hospitalized as he brings home to the hospital. And the whole town chants water boy, which isn't realistic. But what I did feel pretty realistic is Bobby gives up on the team, but I was done with the movie at this point. We learn that Bobby's mother's first name is Helen, and she encourages Bobby to play football. And the game begins without Bobby at first, and the Mud Dogs is what the team, which is Bobby's team, plays against the Cougars, Bobby's old team, and Bobby gets into the game for the second half of the football game, and he starts the whoop ass against the Cougars as the team scores touchdowns. What am I talking about? Left to right, and the Cougars coach is betting on the game as so he can pull Bobby out of the game, which doesn't make sense. Which doesn't scare Coach Klein as he comes up with the play that'll get a touchdown and win the game. This final game is a sports movie cliche, in my opinion. The Cougars knock Bobby down, and Vicky gives Bobby the magic water that he showed her earlier in the movie. And he awakes the Cougars, and the Cougars coach sends a secret weapon to attack Bobby. And Bobby has the ball and passes it as he gets knocked down to a teammate and scores the touchdown. As the Mud Dogs win the game, and Bobby marries Vicky, and the classic line of Rob Schneider saying, "You can do it all night long," and which did make me laugh every time, but don't interpret what I mean by that. And he almost drives off until his father comes in, and Mama tackles him. And honestly, this is getting really annoying. Now it's time for the rating. I'll give this movie a 2.1 out of 10. This movie is a sports movie cliche, as it gets told in an annoying kind of way. This movie is pretty insulting to people with disabilities, as Sandler tries to make it convincing, but the truth is, I'm not convinced. So I'd like to thank you guys for joining me, and next week I will be back with Big Daddy. And until next time, zippity-doo!